Good evening, it's Friday the 10th of July, I'm Dowd Army, this is Yarright News on Yarright TV. Now, our coronavirus briefing. Now, COVID-19 is not under control in most of the world and it's actually getting worse. The total number of cases of coronavirus worldwide has doubled in the last 6 weeks. The virus has upended health systems in some of the world's wealthiest nations, while some countries that have mounted a successful response has been of modest means. Now, if we look at this graph, it shows how coronavirus is accelerating across the world. Now, when you look at this picture, it shows the deaths across the world and they're continuing at a very high rate. Over 12 million cases recorded with nearly 600,000 lives lost so far in 7 months. Now, while many countries are turning their attention to a second wave, the US, India and Brazil are still struggling to contain the first. Now there are concerns in Africa, which sees rocketing numbers of cases, mainly in South Africa. Now, it took 4 months for the first 1 million cases to be recorded worldwide in the first 4 months. In the next 3 months, we have had an extra 11 million cases in 3 months. Now, the 10 countries with the highest daily cases are the US, Brazil, India, South Africa, Russia, Mexico, Colombia, Peru, Bangladesh and Pakistan. And all this comes after a senior WHO, World Health Organization, you know what I mean, WHO official revealed that COVID-19 may be going airborne in certain conditions. So before it was on droplets and you had to touch it and put it to your mouth, now they're saying it's so minute it could be airborne, where it could linger in the air and the wind could take it and you could breathe it in, you know what I mean. Now, 239 scientists in 32 countries have written to the UN agency that there is growing evidence of this, the fact that it's gone airborne. So the world is up shit creek. You know. Now, if we didn't have enough to worry about with COVID-19, an unknown pneumonia said to be deadlier is sweeping across Kazakhstan, apparently, with a higher mortality rate. You know what I'm saying? Now, we all know COVID-19 originated in China. Yeah? They put Wuhan province into lockdown, but allowed international flights out of Wuhan to continue. So as if they let it spread around the world intentionally, basically. Now, China have shown zero responsibility, zero humility, or any acknowledgement for COVID-19, or said nothing, you know what I mean, it's not our fault. And yet they still wouldn't let anyone into their country to do any tests or find out what was going on. Now, instead, what China are doing is they're flexing their muscle. Firstly with India, over the border, it nearly kicked off. And then they're acting aggressively to both UK and Australia over Hong Kong when both countries offered Hong Kong citizens to come and stay here. And then also in the South China Sea, which is shared by Vietnam, Taiwan, the Philippines, Japan, Thailand, around that area, they've been showing their muscle as well and trying to move in. So what's happened? The USA have moved 375,000 troops and 60 warships to the Philippines to join drills with the Philippine army, etc., to show their muscle. So it's all kicking off, you know what I mean? But they're not showing it on the news, you know what I'm saying? But you'll see it on this news, you know what I mean? Some kind of armed conflict is dangerously close. Fucking worrying, you know what I'm saying? Now, in other news, the free TV licence for over 75 is to be scrapped, meaning more than 3 million households will be asked to pay the £157.50 fee. And what do we get for that? We got big-eared Gary Lineker and Graham Norton getting paid shitloads of money, millions, for doing fuck all. We get constant repeats on the TV. There's no fucking live sport. TV's bollocks. And the main fact is, the thing that pisses me off more than anything else, pisses me off, yeah, is they can't even give us Midlands news in fucking HD. Wankers. Complete load of bollocks. Now, the government has revealed that all meals eaten out in August will get 50% off, up to £10 per person. Now, check this pick out. This is how you can save money and how much you'll save at these places. Is that quality? Is that killed it? You know what I'm saying? Now check this pick out. This is how you save even more money. Instead of going to one restaurant and having the 3 meals there, your starter, a main and your dessert, you have one at each restaurant and you'll save even more. Fucking killed it. Right then, let's go on with the news, you know what I mean. As gyms and leisure centres reopen, many say it's a relief to get back to normal by not fucking going to them. Various businesses close their doors for the last time as COVID-19 shuts down the high street. And a man who was hit by a flying power tool said that everything was fine and then bosh. It hit me. After Boris Johnson criticises them for not following procedures, care homes wonder whether they should have just booked a fucking coach trip to Durham instead. And Matt Hancock confirms NHS Track and Trace app will be adapted to identify which NHS staff haven't paid for fucking hospital parking. And after a man from Coventry loses his big toe, friends raise money for a new one. Now for Friday's Fudu of the Week. So we have Donald the Fudutron, Matt the Tosser Hancock, and new this week, Lewis Hamilton. So this week's Fudu of the Week is Lewis Hamilton. Multi-millionaire, lives in Monaco, pays no UK tax, is wearing a lock and chain around his neck in this picture, symbolising that he is a slave, while wearing Mercedes clothing, who used Jewish slave labour during World War II and is sponsored by Hugo Boss, who made clothes for the Nazis. What a fool! What a wanker. Now here's a fact. Check this one out. We pay taxes on our wages. We then pay sales tax when we spend our money in the shops. Then income tax on money that was already taxed. And then when we die, our kids pay a death tax on the money that has already been taxed twice. Wankers! Now our tip on how to be happy. And finally, let's look at this weekend's weather. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Jaggar Jat's on. The Jaggar Jat show should be a bit of a giggle, bit of a giggle, bit of a crack, you know what I mean? He's a funny bloke, you know what I mean? Right, have a good weekend. I'm Dowd Army. This is Yarright News on Yarright TV. Yarright.